later plays more Spiral Knights. Before we begin, I know it's going to be on the tube view. Click the like button. Please subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Hey, what have we done with ourselves the past 10 years? I got pictures though still. I can't fail to bring them up enough. Of my daughter sitting on my lap when I play this game. It is crazy. Like when she was a baby. I guess she's the kids fight for daddy's lap. It's, you know what? I was just thinking about that. Perhaps that's why even the oldest to this day, when she said I play a game, she's like, Dad, can I just get on your lap? Maybe that's where that comes from. I'm not sure where we're going. I only got like 45 minutes here per my New Year's schedule. By the way, I should come up with an updated video for myself. I guess this one kind of looks like the fastest, maybe. Amber Skull. But the like I have a new regimented schedule I am adhering to. It's not, I guess, necessarily a New Year's resolution. We're gonna do this one. Not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but it is a resolution that I'm gonna attempt to go by. Dedicating at least, I'll give you a rough example. So first hour of my day is resolved for scripture and reading. Second hour of my day, hey, this is what we're doing. Streaming. Consistency is how you grow anything. So I'm going to keep continuing to try to grow this if at all possible. I never spelled anything wrong. The third thing is working out on a daily basis. And I meant to hit L for loadouts, but I forgot how letters work. Let's just go down with the generic be all end all. And then work is a big chunk of life. I have free time. Probably just going to get right to the end of here just to expedite things. Free time when I get home from work till 4 o'clock. And then you probably saw Stardew Valley popping up there, though I did put a bug in my oldest daughter's ear. This is daddy-daughter time. We do homework and then we get to have some fun with games. The philosophy is, and you should teach this to the next generation, you work for what you get. You don't get it and then you work. It's up that work. So that should be something that's taught, I guess. Makes sense to me anyway. My finite knowledge of things. I'm just gonna crack open this chest. Gentlemen. Excuse me. And I don't know, we're gonna mix other streams and other stuff in there too. But you never have time for everything, right? I still need to find time to edit videos, so I'm probably gonna sacrifice something there. Also, I guess I ran out of my weapon slot, so I need to buy one of those. So I'm gonna be hitting these guys and destroying them with a status they are not weak against. You punk. At least we got our Griffin, dude. Gryffindor is where it's at. And then the end of the day, what I got going on is, right now we're doing Outer Wilds, which, oh my gosh, and on Table, I think you're the only one there right now, but that game is just so amazing, dude. I can't. So what happened last night, I went to the Ash Twin, just sitting there, minding my own business, and a giant sand cyclone sucks up my ship, and oh boy, look, we have no ship, and I had to go in there too, just basically throw myself against the planet. I had no other option, and then we were just sitting on the comet, right, and I know we're playing one game, talking about another, but it's worth mentioning, that's all I'm saying. My ship gets pulled away from the sun's gravitational force. Like, I was thinking maybe we stay on the planet and wait for it to melt other things on the planet so we can check it out. But I'm not sure. Well, there's a lot of guys. It is a vast amount of uncertainty. There's so much to do in that game. Well, going through the Dark Bramble, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Can't wait to do it again. I don't have time to explain. In a half hour. How do we slow down the time loop? Is it even possible? It sucks my ship up and then me. Yeah. No. Like, what do you do in that scenario? Well, thank goodness you're in a time loop. Otherwise, permadeath is. Oh, you punk. Permadeath is a thing. Probably should do something like this. I can just run in there and chop. Kind of like you just did to my face with a hammer. Did it. I just wanted this to be a quick run, so let's go find the exits. I don't need to be here. We got our mild treasure. Oh, we could sell that for something. So in this game, Spiral Knights, lots of fond memories. I think the change in the game besides it changing hands, I was explaining this to my wife a little bit, like why the game didn't get updated. It's because it's easier to program. We're talking about this. It's easier to program than it is to learn code, or to learn to read code in the game, because you have to. This is one of the advantages Forbit has. He knows this entire game start to finish, so he's going to be. He roughly knows where to go. It's all in one mindset. Whereas if you have multiple programmers, they all got to communicate. Heaven forbid they don't communicate, then you're in trouble. I do have one upgrade. Cool. We're going to do switch shooting. Watch out for places with low gravity that approach things with higher gravity. I thought we were on the one planet where it was just what gun do I have here? It was just water. I thought we were the water was being sucked off the planet. Turns out the island I was on was being launched into outer space. You don't need to kill everything here either. The amount of money you glean from these lower levels is just highly inadequate. But this game changed hands. It went from 3 rings to Sega to Greyhaven. So that's three deep. They are not going to learn how to program in a language. They're just straight up not. It's just not happening. If there were people here, I'd open this one, but I don't think it's worth it right now. I'm just kind of gonna skip enemies till we get to the mid-depth. On a personal pursuit, what am I doing with this game? I guess looking to finally upgrade my ancient shield, which I've had for 5,000 years. But that's one of the reasons that you see the game, and Nick went on to make some good stuff. The creator of this game, he made some not Spiral Knights. He made a Slime Rancher, which we should probably pop on the stream here at some point, because there's a lot of awesome mods for that game. But this game kind of stagnated once the creator, who, you know, it's his baby, he has a heart for the game. It's sort of like having a child, but not really. We will kill some of these guys. It's just fun to shoot zombies. So once the creator's gone, you know, the honest love, it's like having a child. You can have fun with a child, right? You can understand their wants and needs, and there's something inside of you that, you know, wants to help every little person grow for the most part, but we all have our priorities. It's just something about your own child. It's yours. You have more of a sense of duty toward it, not that it becomes less of a child. It just becomes a little bit more significant. You are attached to it in a different way. So then, I mean, they started down the trek of PvP. They actually had some balances in PvP because of the god-awful Polaris wall that, like, the Gempire would constantly use. And to their credit, it was the way the game was played at the time. If you want to win, and you want to make it good, and you want to win successfully, you exploit every mechanic in the game that you possibly can within the legal rules of the game. That makes sense, right? Even though you might not like it, even though you might be bitter about it, you can always set up your own rules. People did that. They had, like, tournaments and stuff for 1v1, etc. And they had their own little hierarchy, and it was fun for a while. We're thinking, like, was it 8 years ago? 9 years ago? When PvP came out? Lockdown. And people did their own custom things, but then everything stopped. The update stopped. So, but what they do have is, I know in a moment of, like, pacifistic rage, I suggested, and who knows how accurate this is, they outsource the costume making in this game to India, so that way they can just make more money off the game as it slowly goes down. Hello, Asushi. Dude, my wife got. What have I done? I chose neutral. Crap, I didn't mean to do basic. I did mean to do basic. That's alright. We'll figure it out. Come on in, buddy. Let's go. What are you going to do? In the face of a mountain, what could you possibly do? He's got an Acheron. This guy knows what's up. Multiplayer exploiting on mechanics can sometimes be unbalanced and unfun, unfortunately. You're right. And that's when... I think we need to look for the switch, though. That's when the creator balance comes into play, because even the creator... This is why you have an early access and stuff like that. Even the creator's not going to find everything playing his game. You need other people to help you participate in the process, which is all well and good. I'm all about participation. That's why we're invested in Catacomb Kids. That game's amazing, dude. Just needs a... I'm helping you. I'm helping. Don't worry. The help is coming. Just slow going. But you see that. You see the balance that the game might have. Or lack thereof. Help. I mean, I'm helping. And you would alter it. So that, like, the dash... Like for those of you that don't know, this was it was not in the original game. No. So it was nice to be able to jump around walled Polaris fire, which was extremely frustrating to do. Like, if you have a group of like 6 people, do you have no gun? I guess not. He's just manning it up, walking in there and taking hits on the face, and he probably won't be part of our party for very long. Just the way of things, I guess. But then in GVG, Gempire would literally, and everyone else sort of did this too. Eventually, you kind of had to. The PvP aspect of it. You just make a wall of Polaris, because the gun applied shock status, and it would not have knockback. And if there's 5 or 6 people shooting this at you, you can't do anything, dude. There's no getting around it. So they gave us a dash option. That was pretty nice. I appreciated that. We're just going to be using the lanes like 90% of the time here, apparently. But then the balance kind of went by the wayside. Because the person who created the game was not in control of it. Come on, buddy, let's do this. This is Gremlins and Slimes. Let's go. So now, there's still some new danger rooms. Okay, that is something I love. You can never have enough danger, so we gotta be careful we don't die here, which might actually be a thing. At least we can do massive amounts of damage with a simple little combo. Oh my gosh, dude. Help. We've been part of the game for a while. It started out as a... oh my gosh, man. Okay, let's slowly take this pill. As I was looking for 4-player co-op multiplayer games, and we found it. It just came out of nowhere. A friend of mine who's no longer claims to be a friend, unfortunately. It's very, very interesting. Him and I got along with him great, but then my second daughter was born, so I stopped. We used to hold a D&D campaign, not D&D. It's a role-playing game I made called Treya. It's just the word Earth, but spelled different. Because I couldn't afford D&D back when I got into it with my friends. I couldn't afford the books, just enough the budget for it. So what I would do is I'd made my own, and I held campaigns fairly successfully. And the thing about it, successful campaign is not it's partly the appeal, enjoyment, mechanics. Sure, that's all well and good, but it's also consistency. You can't have a campaign if one is not being run. So we had one every Thursday for over a year. It was amazing, but I only had one kid at the time, so when I got my second child, it was a little bit much. That and I invested myself in the C.S. Lewis Institute. Jobs were kind of up and down as far as that stuff goes. We should probably do, let's see here, this, and then this, and then get in there, buddy. He used a spark. You can tell by the flashing. Head warmer, darn right, dude. It is cold outside, baby. You know this, Crook. I don't know if it's ever cold in Australia. There ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. But anyway, I started playing because I worked third shift at the time, and my friend's name was Matt. And what I would do is, because the rest of my family would sleep, him and I on a Friday night or Saturday night, we'd have game day, and I'd spend the week looking for free games for us to play. Now, this is a time, this might show you my age, but it is what it is. I would purposely look for games programmed in Unity, because an upcoming programmer would be programming in Unity, which was funny, and they were all hot garbage games because everybody was losing. Hemisphere? Pfft, there's only America. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hemisphere. Is there an American hemisphere? Make America hemispherical again? So I'm just kidding. I tried telling my daughter this. She doesn't believe me. Which daughter? Well, I don't know. I forget sometimes. Why I named both my daughters with a name starting with W. I don't know what's wrong with me. If I had to go back in time, I probably wouldn't change it, but still, it's issue. Trump is amazing, dude. So many people listen to the media. You guys ever hear of Pravda? Grug, what's Pravda? You know where Pravda is? Oh my gosh, Obama. Dude, Obama was the most, like, you want to talk about conspiracy and corrupt, and the guy used his own FBI to spy on his political opponents. Political opponents. Not anything that was for our country, but for his own self. I don't want to get into it. Let's keep politics out of this stuff. So, but anyway, I brought it up, so it's my fault. That guy's just gravitating toward everything frozen he could possibly gravitate toward. So oh no, yeah, don't stand there. Don't stand so close to me. I just want to clear this area out so I can use my infinite bomb combo. You guys don't mind? There we go. There we go. Come on in, buddy. Everybody loves it. Yatta! But my friend Hassan, he's a Muslim, and him and I, he's neither. He doesn't like our government, just straight up. But he assumes I'm Republican in all aspects, and he comes to me with his counter arguments based on him watching Fox News. I do not watch Fox News. From a Christian, Judeo-Christian perspective. Sometimes I watch the Daily Wire, like I probably will if I go do a workout here. But only I watched the most least political person there. It was going to be Andrew Klavan, but Andrew Klavan's gone down to one show a week maybe because he's getting older, and I can totally understand that. Oh darn it! It's not Michael Knowles. Who is it? I can't remember. My brain just took a fart. But he's more interested in cultural aspects of it. And the absolute truth. Why spy on political opponents other than to get an unfair edge on others? Yeah, imagine that. Also, how can you rig an election? That's impossible. It's a foolproof plan. Unless it's 2016, then the Russian collusion thing, which is proven not to even be a thing, is just, stop politics. Get out of my brain. Let's talk about Spiral Knights a little bit more. So anyway, let me backpedal. My friend Matt and I would play this game. Basic Arcade. I actually did choose it. It's my fault. And he became a bomber. Back when Mad Bomber was like the only bomber gear that was legit before Chaos got the upgrade. It was pretty awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. And so did he. And then I kept playing, and he did not. Also, he was the first person to really get into Catacomb Kids. I bought it because Northern Lion played it. I'm like, wow, a game Northern Lion is not very good at. I'm going to play this game now and be way better than him at it. Yeah, I'm saving you. Turns out, yeah, but only 3 or 4 years later. I forget exactly when Northern Lion did his Let's Play on it. Or his Let's Look At or whatever. But I continued to play this game. Got good in the PvP ranks. Since working third shift, my family would go to work and stuff, and I would just I'm not insomniac, I'm just restless. That's the best way I can put it. Being that kind of person that I am, would devote a lot of hours, and now we got Grug, who's from Australia, and that's why we're friends, because him and I would be, and a lot of European players, so hardly any of my associates in this game are just straight up American. There's a couple. Is it Dark Striker, I think, was his original name? You just get hit, stunned, and get killed. Have I ever streamed myself doing some sweet kicks? Well, that's a question. To answer directly, yes. I have a video of me doing Ishinru basics. And I am doing these at the moment because talking to my friend John, apparently the Crunch Studio is They don't care about masks, which is cool with me. So I'm investing myself back into doing basic to make sure I know what I'm doing. And I'm gonna apply there to be an instructor at a more of a commercial kind of area. It's not Crunch. Crunch is more like, I mean, you just sound. It's like the name Trump, right? It just screams victory. Crunch screams excruciation, I think. So it's gonna be. I gotta make sure I know what's up. But the basics meant for you say sweet kicks, right? This is why I say sort of, because in Ishinru, no kicks go above the waist. Who has time to stretch out before a fight? Also, I do all my basics with my shoes on, because you're gonna have that weight when you're in a fight. Pardon me. So but I'm doing all this stuff in the morning because I train myself roughly. I got all my degrees when working third shift. So working out it's typically an evening thing, right? 5 p.m. or whatever, you go do your martial arts. And but I would just do it and then go to work, which was FedEx Ground, one of the most, at the time, the most physically demanding jobs I've ever done in my life, even though I was a manager. It was absolutely crazy. Dark Strikers from Europe, but there are a few proud Americans in the back. Okay. Dude, I kept thinking he was from America. I thought he lived on the East Coast. Are you serious? Kicks that are high. There was a point where I could throw a side snap faster than a punch. I'm not even kidding. Because I would wear ankle weights and just like... I would love to show you my routine. But that was when I was like low 20s. I can still do head level kicks without stretching. And I'm approaching 40 this year. So it's not unheard of. It's not bad. Our lead, Hanshi, he is, I think, pushing 70. And he can still do head level kicks. It's amazing watching this man do a full split. And he's in great shape. Talk about discipline. So it's someone to aspire to, but that kind of thing comes with sacrifice, right? You have to sacrifice time investing into the physical being. It's good to see you, by the way, Boofy. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen anybody in a while, really. The time invested in our, I guess, decade-long pursuit of Knights of the Spiral. We're still trapped on this planet with no hope of the desired end game that we probably choose, but that's fine. At least we got dreams and nightmares, the never-ending perpetual sleep that we all love, and we did get some new levels, and we got some new everything. Well, high kicks are bad for a lot of reasons. First off, I mean, there's always exceptions, dude. I watch videos on why Taekwondo is amazing. Usually the high kicks that are thrown there are really one-offs, highly lucky, and to an opponent who's literally not looking at him. So I mean, that's a thing. Also, it's for if you want to look at the historical aspect of it, high kicks in Korea are mainly for the warriors. You are prepared to fight. You are going to stretch out before battle. You're going to be young and in shape. This is how people in the military are, in the front ranks especially. Once you get higher, this is why I have a 50-year-old Taekwondo friend who's an instructor. He's a fourth degree. He's third degree in Korea, fourth degree in America, whatever that means. But once you get older, in Okinawa specifically, if you think about this, farmers, right? There's a very, very common misconception that a whole bunch of farmers would just go farm all day and then study karate. That is not true. When you are done farming for 8 to 10 hours a day doing hard manual labor, do you really want to go work out again? No, you do not. You want to rest. This is what you want to do. So it would be mostly the richer people and the specifically the older people and the wiser people. They would, not be in I'm not going to say the great shape, but I mean not youthful shape. There we are. So they would call it the rich person's karate because older people can't throw those head level kicks. So it makes more sense if they got into a fight, they would discipline themselves to do things they actually could do at the moment. I'm not saying that. I mean, well, get out of here. One of the lead instructors in Ishinru, one of the founders, the instructor of the founder was Choki Motobu. And Choki Motobu beat Funakuchi in a fight, the guy who spread karate into all of Japan, because he so let me back up. Choki Motobu, when Okinawa was taken over, he was part of the royal dynasty. He was there was a caste system, and he was like his family was pretty high up on the list. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. He's got the key. So he's pretty high up on the list. So what he would do to practice his karate, to make sure he knew what he was talking about, talk about, wanting affirmation for your skill set, he would literally go to the red light district, right? Like me going to the inner city, and challenge people to fights. And because of his class system, he would not, like the other people would be thrown to prison, not him. So, for causing disruptance. So he said after he perfected his style, he never lost a fight. And one of the things that, I don't know if you guys know who Funakoshi is. He's the one who basically, they didn't want grappling because judo was a thing in Japan. They just wanted something that looked neat to beat the boxers. So they had a European boxer show up, and I think it was Japan. I forget. It's in Okinawa, and we're not even sure who the guy's name was. We roughly speculated on it, but Choki Motobu at the time was 50 years old. And they said, does anyone want to challenge our fighter? And this 50-year-old, half-overweight dude, because he had a big barrel tummy, raised his hand. He's like, yeah, I'll fight him. And he knocked him out in one hit. And they're just like, what? But when it appeared in the paper, they put Funakoshi's face on him. So he got very flustered. And he went to Japan. Like, from Okinawa to Japan is quite a leap. Just to fight him. He walked into his dojo and literally just put his hand out like this. And Funakoshi put his hand out like this. And he threw down and beat Funakoshi 3 times. He even let him get up 2 more times and beat him. And when Funakoshi was promoted, I think 3rd or 4th degree black belt, which no one ever had been promoted to before, he said, Choki Motobu said, what's that make me, like 7th or 8th degree? But his key was, like, he would not study the scholarly things. He would not be, he had a thick Okinawan accent. He didn't want to learn Japanese. Very few students. But Funakoshi was very learned. He was a teacher. He was very diplomatic. And so, regardless of fighting skill, he had way more social influence. So that's why you see karate as it is. All the katas in mainstream karate, specifically, I'm not going to say Shotokan, but the stuff's taught in schools. They're meant for one person to teach 100. They're wide, they're elaborate. But Okinawan karate, which came from Korea, which came from China, which came from the Philippines, has a lot of grappling in it, dude. It's just the nature of the beast. There's a lot of grappling in karate, but the Japanese didn't want that. They wanted the striking aspects of it. I can't see it. It's right in front of me. There it is. Voofy, you're American? I didn't know Fire Torpedo was. Yeah, the philosophy behind high kicks is they are just unsafe. It's very rare. You can find ways to throw them in a fight for sure, but the general consensus is they're not as safe as other kicks are. Yeah, a kick that you can chamber quicker, launch quicker, and attack the opponent's legs, as opposed to going to the head, which all you have to do is literally block and push, and the other person's on the floor, and that's another skill set itself. There's a reason why it takes multiple years to get even like a green belt in jiu-jitsu. The amount of discipline needed to get yourself there is just incredible. The stamina, knowing what to do in what situation. I mean, I'm not going to say my grappling skills are limited. I've definitely invested more in the stand-up game. But the same reason regardless of how much you know about pressure points, your stand-up game is still extremely important, because it doesn't matter what you touch on them or how well you can throw them. They have a strike fast enough to hit you in the head and knock you out. That's that. So you have to have a strong stand-up game to even get to the ground game, or at least know how to survive a blow. I mean, that was one heck of a hook. You can look at MMA and say, the grapplers are definitely where it's at. But when it comes to a street fight, we're looking at people at peak physical condition, right? You look at a street fight, how many people are going to condition themselves 24/7 to look and be like the MMA fighters? It's much better, easier to get a skill set you can survive at with striking than it is spend years and years and years in jiu-jitsu. But I digress. A lot of things happen in a fight. Usually it's innovation, right? If I'm in a scenario right here, I can't. You pick up things around yourself. I've said that several times. You have people with things, and then you have people with people. Grappling is a different beast from striking. A black belt in striking art had a lot of fun in learning our ways and breaking common bad habits. Yeah, there's also rules in like every single form of combat, specifically in regards to weapons. The thing I love about Ishinru specifically is that it's in the Okinawans had all their weapons taken away from them. So they had to learn to fight without weapons. That's why, at least in Isshinryu karate, we have the. Can we just not be here anymore, please? I'd much appreciate that. Isshinryu karate, we block with the muscle because it's assumed that someone's going to be trying to hit you with something, because that's how a smart fight is. And, there's honor and there's pride, that kind of thing, but when you legit want to hurt somebody and they're trying to hurt you, you're going to do whatever it takes to win the fight. And ingenuity should be... Whoa, it depends on the culture too, right? Ingenuity can sometimes be a bad thing. Yo, it was a fist fight. Why'd you bring a gun into it? That kind of, you know what I mean? Like, and that's understandable. Because killing is a different kind of step. If it's a pride or prestige kind of deal, you're going to keep it just to like, okay, I beat him. Now let's... You roll around in the bushes for a minute, you get it out of your system, then you both compliment each other on your fight, regardless of who won, and you get some mutual respect out of it. It's usually how it is. Yeah. Or you don't want to be vulnerable to grapplers. That's for sure. But gouging eyes, legit chokes. I mean, there are scenarios that are quite like the rear naked choke that are quite easy to. Basically stop a person. They can't do anything past that. I had to use a rear naked choke on somebody before because they were high on crystal meth and literally drank a lot of alcohol and started punching people. And his brother smashed a lamp over his head. That didn't do anything to him. So I was having a discussion with my boss before because he was interested in the whole martial arts aspect. He's like, so do you know pressure points and all that? I'm like, well, pressure points only get you so far because eventually, like especially when adrenaline starts dumping, your body becomes, I'm not going to say immune to pain, but you have a higher resistance to it and you can shake it off faster. So you, instead of going for what hurts, because pressure points can only do so much, and so many people have so many variants in pressure points, you go with what makes them not work. So strangulation, right? Or spraining and twisting a limb. You want to make it not work anymore first, and then you can go to the other pressure points or striking to the next. But anyway, everybody has their opinion. That's just mine. So that the martial arts thing was hand in hand, going over like spiral knives, right? The martial arts thing was kind of, at least for myself, hand in hand with martial arts and family and reading. So back to my friend. I know I kind of jumped stories, and I know Hitomi said I'm the master of not finishing a train of thought. Apologies for that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get sidetracked. Actually, often I get sidetracked. That's what happens when you try to play a game and have a conversation at the same time. It just ran right into it. So I started studying at the C.S. Lewis Institute. To give you a rough scenario of how that happened, I recently got promoted to ops lead at FedEx Supply Chain. It's a whole story in itself. And but I lost my job there because this whole story in itself. But I lost my job there. Just start there. But I was going home and I'm like, I really would like some higher education. There's one thing to educate yourself, which is what I constantly do. Can we not die? Can we just keep popping pills until everything's better? But I wanted some like peer-reviewed education. This is one of the things that gets you into talking point, being able to do public presentations. And I wrestled with this for a while because me personally, I have a desire of knowledge to learn. I love it, and I'm like, why do I have this desire to learn if I can't like promote it? But I was going about that the wrong way because you shouldn't have it be all about you. One of my prayers now is that God uses me 10 times more than I see. Because you have a tendency, if you see all these people gathered, people listening to you, get all these views, get all these likes, to be like, look what I have done. But it's not all about me. What am I? I didn't put breath in my lungs, you know what I mean? But I want a peer-reviewed education. So while I was, like, the second or third day, it's another one of these. The second or third day, when I was driving my daughter to school, because I had no job. And if you've ever lost a job without your volition, I'd say it doesn't do very much to help your sense of purpose out. Makes you a little depressed, actually. And I'm like, what do I do? And I heard this guy advertising for the C.S. Lewis Institute on 90.3, a radio station. I'm like, huh, well, that's easy to remember. 90.3. So C.S. Lewis Institute. I got this. I can do this. So I remembered it. I went home. I looked it up. I filled out an application. He called me up, and we had a meeting, because he interviews every single person, because you have to be willing to devote like an hour or two a day to reading books, reading articles, etc., etc. Because it is a discipleship program, one of the most legit discipleship programs that I think was honestly lost throughout the years, about wanting to better other people. The difference between discipleship and leadership is leadership assumes authority. So in order to get things done, you have to share authority. Discipleship, you basically make someone else like-minded like yourself. I think that did it. Oh, it did. Good job. So you're basically doubling your influence because of the way discipleship works. So I started reading, and I started doing that, and I started having more conversations. My friend Matt was an atheist. He still is, as far as I know. But he, like, knowing that I was doing this, I just noticed him having more and more of a scowl on his face the more we met and hung out. And eventually he's just like started bashing Christianity on Facebook, and I'm like, the second time I just left Facebook. And I'm like, can we just talk about this person to person? He did not want to talk. Speaking of cancel culture, dude, he just did not want to discuss this. I'm like, can't we just reason through this and become friends? Because we used to play games every weekend, every night, and because of one thing, which I guess was vitally important to him, I just couldn't figure this out. He sent me articles of one person saying something that can be twisted, and is exclaiming that they're lying to me. It was a Christian talking point. I'm like, that's not actually wrong. And because usually when it comes to Christianity, the main talking points are more of a desire base. Like, how dare you tell me I can't desire what I desire? Ignoring the fact that someone put those desires inside of you. You just gotta ask who. But he didn't even want to talk. It was very frustrating. So I'm left with that memory. I pray for him once in a while. We're actually reconciling with one of his first girlfriends. Her name's Christy. She gave one of my daughters a Ninja Turtle coat. She has very interesting scenario. She has lupus, and she always wanted to have kids, but it was very difficult. Oh, sorry, buddy. But it was always very difficult for them. Like, it's dangerous and difficult. But you know what she's expecting, like right now. And she got married after this point. And because honor and loyalty are a thing, right? So Matt was my friend first. I wanted to honor him. So we maintained friendship for a while. But he broke up with his girlfriend and went to Georgia for a while. Came back and we hung out, and I lost track of Christy. But now Christy's back. Roughly, she sent us a Christmas card, which was really cool, dude. When's the last time you got a non-bill in the mail, right? Or non-advertisement, non-political ad? Oh my gosh! Before the election, I can re-wallpaper my entire house almost on a daily basis with the amount of political paraphernalia. How many tax dollars were spent? I know it's not tax dollars; it's campaign contributions, but still, you know what I mean? Like, how many of those things were actually spent? We could have spent the money on something more meaningful. I was trying to... So, my daughter's reading a book on who is Barack Obama. It's like a kid's version of a political book, roughly. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm like, well, once you get a little older, we'll start diving into politics, honey. But, I mean, I'm wondering what they tell you, and they're just like, in that book, and she's like, they're telling you how he woke up, how he grew up. I'm like, all right, that's nice. Well, he wasn't truly African American in the cultural sense, in my opinion, but he was, I guess, by skin color, and identity politics seems to be a major point to a lot of people voting on a lot of ends. So I guess that is the thing. Help. Ads. Do. Do we need to go this way? Yes, we do. There's chests here. I can sense it. This moment of ads brought to you by unverified or unaffiliated, right? I'm unaffiliated. I gotta bump up my Minecraft game. Finding time to schedule everything and do everything else is fleeting when you get older. Can you just hit him? Thank you, Bullet. I love you so much. Oh, it felt so good. So I gotta find to get Minecraft up and running. We missed it, dude, but I think we'll be fine. Let's go. Bashing religion is a low blow. Well, you attack. It's not even that. It's ideas can be discussed. People should be respected. But when you start associating an idea with a person, it's called ad hominem. When you have no good argument, and therefore you just be like, "You dumb." So I mean, one of my favorite philosophical groups, take it for what it is, musical, aesthetic, I don't know, is Bad Religion. They believe at least in absolutes, sorta, but they advocate for the Black Lives Matter movement, and I'm like, well, I mean, their whole philosophy kind of goes against what you're talking about. Since if you go on there, I said a comment on their Twitter, and so the response I got from somebody was like, "Nice try, but that was dumb." I'm like, that's an example of ad hominem. You're associating a negative phrase instead of actually arguing the idea. You just go to you dumb, you dumb. Or but the same can be said for identity politics. You're just racist. That's why you're not agreeing with us. Like, no. It turns out that maybe I'm right and race has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? There was a video on the... Darn it, it's not Michael Knowles. What's the guy's name? But he showed a clip of this guy yelling at the airport people. He was a YouTube dude. And I guess rage was his thing. He'd just go off on people. And so he went off on him. And it was what it was. His plane wasn't coming at the airport. But the headline, when people would share this, would be like, this guy yelled at black airline pilots. I'm like, why is it race? Why are you doing this? It's not meant to be a race thing. He's mad about his plane. The whole thing talks about his plane. But the second they look at it, they just see color. Like, where did that come from? Help me out. It's out of nowhere. Just make it about a totally non-related issue. So frustrating. But that's ad hominem. You can associate materialism with ad hominem. Because you're just genetically programmed that way. I've never seen this area. This is awesome. Like, this specific area. This is so crazy. I'm helping. Why did you bring an Akron here, dude? I'm sorry. It was gonna hurt. Ooh, maybe not. I'm getting those. Maybe. Let's go. Crap. Really? Oh, no, I gotta shoot that too. I'm telling you, I like new things, man. Never seen this. I mean, they're giving, if it's legitimate racism, we can talk about it and combat it, etc., etc. But when it's just like, why is everything about race? I do have a discussion with an older black man roughly every day, and every discussion I ask him this poignantly. I'm like, why is every time we have a discussion always goes to race? He's like, because that's what I see, man. It's everywhere. I'm like, no, it's not. You're the only person who brings it up, dude. You steer the conversation there every single day, and it does not have anything to do with what we're talking about. So I made it a point to go directly to colored figureheads, right? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X specifically, because race was a big thing roughly at that time, more so than it is right now, and they were great talking points. And I put legitimate. I use them as my talking point, right? Come on, buddy. And usually he's like, we gotta remember there was a different time and place. I'm like, well, I understand that, but I'm just trying to use some good arguments. I don't know. But it's not. So what I was getting at, this long meandering path that I'm on, is ad hominem. We discuss ideas, right? I'm not getting those now. People deserve respect. They do. Ideas need to be dissected because ideas have consequences. This is how you get. What is this? Oh, it's one of those beautiful new stages. I don't think a boss shows up here. Let's see which one it is. Oh my crap. We need this one. Let's get rid of these guys. Gotcha. Like the little minis gotta go first. Oh. Can't believe that hit me. I can. Also, I got the music turned up and the volume way down. Stop getting hit, brain. Stop with that. So even if it is a different time, you can still take the ideas of the time and discuss them. Sometimes they are not. Oh, gotta be kidding me, dude. Sometimes they are not irrelevant. We're just gonna have to jump and jive. It's all good, man. He has one weapon, a shadow weapon. There's a lot of shadow dudes here. They will be taking like no damage from his weapon. Oh my gosh, get out of there. Let's just pop this open. Maybe it'll do something for us. Please, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. What a world. Got stuck. They cherry picked this. But this is, I'm reading C.S. Lewis's The Weight of Glory again. And oh my gosh, what a profound book. His was written during World War II, or roughly shortly thereafter, because he got wounded in the war. That's one of the things that bound him and Tolkien together. They both got wounded in the war, and they came back. So, you know, that's a pretty common thing. Not common thing. Pretty binding thing is what I meant to say. Not on fire. Let's use this. Give ourselves some light. There's one hit protection in this game. Just like Risk of Rain also. You won't get one-shotted. So as long as you got some health, things look up. Oh no, it's a Griever! I see my bullets hitting your little body, but I see nothing happening because of it. Crap, now we're stunned. Ah! I think we got one. Yes, we did. Okay. Who's this? This is one thing I always liked about this game was the multiplayer aspect. The co-op aspect. You can jump into a run and help people. And like hardly anybody chose guns. The point where like there was no gun damage bonus. I would love to jump in, just help out parties with the hardest rooms. And like it would take me a while. Oh jeez. I was more of a survivor type character than anything else. Mike, help me out. There's a lot of little minis around here, dude. I thought I can go between them. That was incorrect. Let's use this. So we can actually damage the guys that are next to us. I really want to take out that healer. So close. So close, dude. Close. Let's use our bombs. Pick up the healing. Yeah, we're making progress. So it would take me a while to get through these, but oh my gosh, dude. You just please do your thing. Thank you. But we would reap the rewards, and there was great rejoicing, and we made lots of friends. I want to kill a lot of these guys. Wants versus needs. Can you just... Thank you. We'll get there. It'll take a while. Whoa. I like being the comeback king, dude. It feels good. Feels nice, feels right. Sense of accomplishment. Might not be the fastest, might not be the most dexterous, but we persevere. Also, I don't know if I'll have time to finish this entire run, but I will try. Oh! I lost track of the little tinies. Got one. The big guys are what we gotta get first, obviously. After that, we can pass out. But we get a freebie. That's what this is up here. But there's a diehard loyal fan base to this game. Like the Spiral Knights Discord's always banging. People are up, like the player base continues to grow. I saw Sorry, one of my main forms of getting money is by selling common ingredients. I just wanted to make sure I did it first, so you can get the reward. If you're not spawned when the boxes are opened up here, you don't get the reward. Undo! I looked up a gift for undo. It's quite small. I could put it in. We got our spark back. It's so nice. But the actual undo animation, I'm not sure. If I guess I'd have to make that myself. I've never made a GIF. I can record videos, but I've never made a GIF before. Should probably look into how that's done. Oh my goodness. Let's do it. I can't see them on Streamlabs, the BTTV emotes, but I can see them when I do video editing, or if I just click and look in screen. So I mean, it's okay. I get it. I know they're there. They're not hiding. Let's see what's left in these last two levels. Darn it! If I do this, it means if I continue this run, it means I skip workout. Boo! Cheesy Tato. What a name. I know what they mean though. I believe the frog and the hyperclap means, faces are clapping very fast. Just like this. Get some invulnerability. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. This game's still fun to visit, dude. I like the prestige missions. I like the co-op value. Shadow layers. I have not done the shadow layers since the update, but I think they toned them down a little bit more. PvP's fun once in a while, but it's easy to get toxic because you understand there's glitches in the game people exploit, especially with the latency issue. This game is written in Java. It's not meant to be super pristine. This was pre-Unity. Unity is a lot better, and there are other, look, Brawlhalla is still my go-to for a free game that is amazing. The game, you have to be, it's roughly based on frame rate and frame perfectness, just like any other game. So, and it gets so close, and I can play people in Spain that roughly we can fight competitively, and I notice little to no lag. Yet in this game, depending upon where you're from, you might have a full second of delay whenever you hit a button. The guy that was in here earlier, Grug, he's from Australia, and they have this issue. They had multiple servers you could go onto. I understand latency, and the planet is, it's a big planet, and it takes a while for data to get from one end to the other. They used to have multiple servers for this issue, but it's just generally bad. It's just generally bad. For PvP, when you have to be pristine and you want to shield lock somebody or stun lock somebody. If you have a great connection, you can do this. If you do not, then you cannot. So you can be like a bomber. You can be a passive player, and that's okay. But if you really want to be a striker, be a fast player, it's a little rough. Yeah, they do the soundtrack. Harry Manbeck, I think his name is. All of them didn't spawn. We missed the switch. Where's the switch? We're geniuses. Come on, buddy. We did it. We figured out the puzzle. Alright. Let's go, man. Depth 26. Oh, I like these castle levels. These are some of the original ones in the game. Boom, 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 boom. The Grim Gallery. I remember fighting Vanaduke and having to use pea shooters before people discovered the Blitz is the best thing on Earth. Memories. I think there's two things I've not done in this game. The first one is the Grinchland Assault. I have not beaten that. I don't really have a desire to because I understand the cost. And the second, for a free game that I played for such a long time, I have not spent money on the DLC. I never got the Crimson thing with the And the hammer and the mask, I never got them. You think I would have invested some into that, but I just didn't. I'm sorry. Just, oh yeah. I just haven't. Maybe someday, but there's other stuff I'd rather spend my time on. I don't know, like getting Outer Wilds, which is still probably the best investment I made. Also, I haven't played. It's helping me with my my Legend of Zelda fix, which I haven't been able to satisfy because my my 4-year-old put the Wii U charger in her mouth way too much, and now it corroded, and now our Wii U gamepad doesn't charge. 'Tis life. My other daughter did the exact same thing when she was like 3. So it helps quench that exploration bug. And my wife gets into it too. That's roughly our date nights. So quality time is a thing. It's good to spend quality time with each other. When you have a spouse, significant other, do not neglect each other. Personal pursuits only get you so far. Yo. But if it's a relational thing and you're both, one flesh, that kind of thing, it's shame on you if you don't spend time in the other person. You can do what you wish, but you have to include your family, right? I'd be neglecting my child if I didn't teach them. So like today, in the regimented New Year's structure, that is the Good Spirit life, I got my, I have a scheduled singing lesson. My daughter said she wants to do soccer, the 9-year-old. I'm like, okay, well, you already decided on singing. You can't just switch your pursuits in a moment. You have to dedicate yourself to something. We need to keep. You have to dedicate yourself to something first. Dude. How many times have I played this level? We need to stand on the button. Sorry. I had a old fart moment. I'm like, we need a key. There's no key here. Where's the key? We forgot it. No, there's a button. You step on it. It's bigger than life itself. Exclusive content is just a play to get players playing for numbers. Maybe. At the same time, we pay for quality, right? This is a free game, so if you want to help the developers, it's one way to get extra content, just like a patron and Kickstart and all that stuff. I can understand, but I mean, it's just free in general, dude. If you want quality, you will pay for quality. If you're not paying for something, you're missing out on something, or something's trying to take advantage of you. There's no free lunch. The universe didn't create itself for you. There's the reason behind everything we see. There's design. There's motive. Even people have this motive etched into them. There's a reason behind things. You can do things for free to a point to express the beauty and the wonder and your thankfulness for being. I don't need this. I need to get these chests. But after a point, you want to, the whole concept of if you don't work, you don't eat. It's so true in so many ways. Atrophy is a thing. Why do your oh, we got 2 sparks, dude. We win. Why is atrophy a thing? Atrophy. Why can't your muscles get bigger by you sitting there? Well, the answer is because the creator of this universe is asking you to be a participant with him. He's not asking you to do it all by yourself or him all by himself. Noah was asked to build the ark. God didn't just make it for him. You were given a body to use, but you still have to use it. Otherwise, it will waste away. It's atrophy, right? You're asked to be participants in this life, to be characters in the story, to be yourself, and to act the part. To be the part, rather. Because being a part and acting a part are two different things. Because acting assumes temporariness, right? Dude, I was thinking about this this concept between past and future, right? So the mortality is one of the ways we can resonate to the forgetfulness of the future. We all know we're going to die, right? But we forget this. We try to pretend like we're not going to. So in a sense, we have forgetfulness of the future as well. Even though things we know are going to happen, we still purposely or willfully forget. We willfully forget there's going to be consequences for some of the actions we have. I shouldn't pull my sister's hair, but I'm gonna. The kids are huge when this. Parents are great at helping out the next generation know there are consequences for actions. And if you do not teach this to your child, it's really pretty much a shame on you. Not in trouble if you get caught, but again, obeying the unenforceable, right? You want to obey something that helps promotes a sense of unity, a sense of common purpose and direction, fulfilling what human beings are supposed to be. That's where you get. This is where you and then we jump back into the realm of, ideas versus people. Ideas have consequences. Ideas should be discussed. People should be respected. Because I got this from Ravi Zacharias. I know I used it in my video, but every question about morality, specifically with good and evil, is either by a person or about a person. It assumes a person has worth. Why are you even asking a question about evil? Do we need a key? But why are you asking a question about evil? We use the key. Okay, good job, brain. It's the second time this level. Why are you asking a question about evil if people have no value or purpose? You're assuming that they have value and purpose. If you live with the reality that we don't, that we're all just temporary and just moist robots, right? Then why are you even asking the question? What's the point? Just pursue temporary pleasure and you'll be fine. But it's hard to live out that worldview, right, of the temporality. Everybody wants to have this kind of noble cause for the next generation. I'm doing it for the goodness of mankind, for goodness sake. But outside of the light of eternity, that makes no sense. If your life is temporary, why are you living for something beyond that? There is no reason. Reason easily gets sacrificed at the altar of benevolence. You want to get a fish shot? Yep. Sorry, between playing the game and being on my own bramble of thought, I appreciate your, let's see. $60 games on the other hand. Depends what they are. And like, when you spend money, $60 really isn't all that. When you start thinking about mortgage and all that stuff. But you're really, so you pay the initial cash value, but then what you're going to, we need a statue. What you're going to pay for after that is just a mass amount of time. Because you're going to be like, yo, I paid money for this, I'm going to enjoy it. Nobody picked up the statue. We're just the smartest creatures on the freaking planet, dude. Wasn't there a statue over here to pick up? I just lost it. I missed it. Dude. Multitasking. I'm reading a book on psychology, on brain development. Where is the statue? And it says that absent-mindedness, or multitasking, is the number one contributor between losing train of thought. Did you find it? I bet he found it. I just missed it. Losing train of thought and being distracted. So when I talk to people, where's the statue? When I talk to people, I'll lose my train of thought because I'm busy thinking about something else. I got issues, dude. Are we gonna? Where is the statue? Was there? Did I just not miss it? Well, what? Did it not spawn? Is this now an unbeatable level? You know what? One of us can stand on that plate down there. And the other one can go in. Temporary invulnerability, let's go. Well, at least there are two of us. Boom. You are now my friend. I command you. Don't leave me. This is so lonely, dude. Anyway, I don't know what happened there, dude. I'm gonna have to watch this video myself. Hindsight's 2020. Bug report to the current active developer. Who's that? Do you know somebody I don't? Rocket to the face. Whoop. This is gonna hurt a lot. Alright, so we should use this. And then just, yeah. Because there's, I mean, another bug, right? If you stand close to him, the rocket doesn't hit you, which is really funny to me. Like here, it explodes and you take no damage. Yeah, he's back. All right. He just the loading screens are just ridiculous in this game. Yes, friendship. You can never have enough friends, dude. I think actually you can. The game limits you to like 255. In which case you've achieved peak friendhood. You are no longer allowed to have more friends. It's the rule of the game. Sorry. Yeah. Dude, I have a whole book on jokes. The amount of I forget when my wife got it for me, but the amount of dad jokes that are in there is just out of this freaking world, dude. I am just uneducated in the dad joke family. I need to be educated. We all do. One more level. Oh, thank goodness. It's a compounds. We got some radiance at least. Let's go. There are some moderators, and they do ban people for offenses and stuff like that, but when it comes to, looking for consistent active upgrades to make the game more balanced, more playable, more enjoyable, to eliminate complaints, doesn't happen. Look at the forums. I think the last person that posted in the PvP forum was like August. It's been a couple months. No one bothers anymore. Once in a while you get like this rare dude, hey, let's start a tournament, and then vast silence for weeks. Where a current ranking of years past, not now, they rank people from years ago. Current people of 2000, like rank of people in 2018 for PvP skill. Like, dude, or who do you think the best player in 2014 to 2018 was? Like, holy crap, man. It's like baseball stats. Like, who knows? I don't know. It's like multiple decades. You were hoping for a more toxic community? The toxic people... I don't know how to describe it. It's not a sense of giving up, but like, it is what it is. You don't like it, just don't play. Like, the amount of care and honor in because everybody knows what the game is, right? The people with the highest connection do the best. That's just how it is. This guy named Epic Legend Knight, that's the best connection in the game. He beats everybody 4 times over. For some reason, he hits everybody faster than they hit him. Watching him play, nothing special at all. It's just pure connection. And because of that, in my opinion, I understand everyone's gifted differently. Everyone, like, there's tall people, short people, that kind of thing. So that's a fighter kind of environment. But in this specific rule set, the advantage that gentleman has, and a couple other people too, just because of their connection and PC performance, and you need like a monstrous freaking space station computer to run Java at its full potential for some reason. Well, because it's Java, but I know the reason. Okay, you can't come up here. You need that combination to just be amazing. And not everybody has that. It's just reality. And then, because it's bound by rules, so you can't adapt accordingly 100% to fit your own style. How is a person who lives in Australia going to fight with a guy who could hit him 2 seconds before you even see the swing? You know what I mean? Like, it's sure. Maybe if there was a way to plan, or you could be a bomber, but if this guy is getting 40,000 damage and the next highest person is getting 9,000 damage, there's some inequality going on right there. Something in the balance formula needs to be fixed, either to elevate the others or to bring him down just a bit. Lag equals win, yeah, but it's consistent. It's consistent latency, like always being 2 seconds behind, We're 2 seconds in front. I forgot if there was going to be an exploding block there or not. Let's go, buddy. Sorry, I forgot to change my shield. I want that ancient here someday. Vast open field? What is this gifted madness you're giving me? By the way, the Grievers always see you for some reason. Every other character I think has a blind spot, except the Grievers. Ugh. That's the reason I carry this gun. Not because it's amazingly high damage with piercing, but because it's mobile. I can stop shooting and it takes out like all the Devil Egg guys fairly quickly. Also has a damage very high, I think, or damage high for devil monsters. I see your little paws, cat. You can come up as long as you promise not to scratch my leg. Oh my gosh, I was kidding. Stay. Good cat. You listened. You're such a good listener. Ah! All he has is an Akron, dude. Really? Is it really all you got? It is, dude. Akron and a needle shot. I love it. Oh no. Baboom. It didn't shock you, huh? Hit you with my cannon. Boom. I love you, kitty. Speaking of things that are over a decade old, this cat, I think, turns 13 this year. Nope, this one. No. This one. I want to shoot the Griever and help our friend, Mike. You think I'm nuzzling you? I'm just bending in for a better perspective. And nuzzling you, because you're a cat. Cats are awesome. You hit the healer. Where are you going, buddy? You know what? I'm leaving. Oh my gosh! It's like getting hit by tiny little softballs with claws on them. I'm helping. We did it. I know there's stuff there. I'm just semi-apathetic. So what's fun to do with 10 years into this game? I honestly, for me, the same thing that's always been fun, doing what we're doing now, jumping into arcade. The game is way more grindy now than it used to be, unfortunately, because of the forge system. The forge system used to also not be a thing. You didn't need all these crystals to make your stuff better. You just heat them up, and then that's it. That's it. You're good. Got him. Boom. Whoop. Careful. Boom. Beautiful. Easy, easy. These guys are freaking wicked, dude. If we get lucky, we can take out a lot of them. Or just get hit a lot. One or the other. Let's be proactive and take some health. Witcha. Whatcha? Crap. Whatcha? Okay, good. Oh. Mike, little help. Good dog. Dude, our man with the Akron's doing some good stuff. We should be able to snipe this guy out. Yes. Get the little tiny dude. Alright, there we are. There we are. Yeah. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Take out the turret. That's the #1 rule in the game. He block. Yeah, they do block in this game. Whoa. If anything projectile or gun-like, they will block their first time around. He actually activated a robot. Unfortunately, when you activate one of these robots, he's on my side. The tier level is quite low. Like, they do 20 damage. You can see I'm doing 343. Say what? That's an example of latency. Suddenly I'm dead over there. I have no idea what hit me, but here we are. At least we made it to the end. Please give me some radiance for my troubles. No? Well, oh my gosh, it did. Amazing. We did it. We did it with a cat. I'm guessing 10k, 20 radiance, somewhere around. It's multiples of 3, right? 21 radiance. We hit net 0 for sparks. I got 2. Used one on him, one on me. Encouragement, man. When you live for, here's your fortune cookie lesson of the day, right? You live for somebody and not against all things people are bad at, but you live for other people, not yourself. You got to get outside of yourself. But you live for other people, for a greater will. Your life's way more fulfilling. Not only will you be able to help others, you'll also be more fulfilled yourself. And Christ was right when he said, "In dying, you live." In so many words, and he lived for his Father. If you live for other things and other people, everything else will be given to you as well. You just won't. It won't be your primary focus on what defines you as a person. The more you know. And look, we're rich, and then we can. My goal is to get to 1,000 energy, which we seem to be maintaining constantly. Boom. We got to 1,000. Now I can start buying stuff after that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, click the like button. Subscribe if you want some more in the future. Thanks for giving me a hearing, and I'll see you later. Take care. Happy decade anniversary. I might not be right on the month, but I am on the year. Take care. See you later.